Hey everyone, skull902 here along with Dylan Bradley. Discord cut off your hello, but don't worry, I heard a little bit of it. I should put your name
Oh,
in the title.
brilliant.
I should put your name in the title of this.
I should probably like put my microphone boom next to my mouth. That would probably help.
Maybe. But, you know, it's been a little bit. Goodness, 15 days, technically, since the last time I streamed anything. Figured, you know, why the hell not? And just figured we could go on for like 1 or 2 hours. Actually, no,
Yeah.
1 hour would be far too short. But you know, just go on for a bit about Tails and Sonic One. Host a little stream here. Welcome Rin. Welcome Gamer Boy. Welcome Ultimate Spider Plush. Uh, if there's something I can call you, by the way, just let me know. But welcome to the stream. Hope that you guys have a fun time here. I've got a bit of an event on Thursday. It's Tails Day. We're celebrating the 30th anniversary of Sonic 2's release, and thus Tails is a character. I put it in the description in all the servers. I posted the link out here, but I guess you can consider this here today a small preview of the events to come. But why don't we
Yeah.
get the game started, eh?
Yeah. And it is technically today is Sonic 2's Japanese release. So
Oh yeah,
it is kind of fitting.
forgot about that. But so it is the 30th anniversary of Sonic 2 in Japan. So if you want to look at it that way, then this would be a very disappointing Tails Day, actually, considering all the plans that I've got for it. But you know,
Yeah. I agree with you, Gamer Boy. Fuck yeah, it's time for my Fox Boy to shine. Also, welcome the Great Waluigi.
hello TGW.
Asking how is everyone? I'm doing pretty good. How are you doing, Skull?
I'm very fucking hungry right now, actually. But you know,
Tails is very cool, Ultimate Spider Plush.
he's a good kid. Goodness gracious.
Which I actually learned something about our Fox Boy the other day, thanks to Judy Totoida, his character designer.
Err.
Apparently his last name, we all know it's a pun on per hour, but it's also like a blend between that and hour, apparently.
And power. You said?
Yeah, it was supposed to, yeah, because originally, like, apparently at some point in his development, his name was Miles Power, but they didn't like that, so.
So the bits in the credits of Sonic Chaos, it isn't a typo after all. My God.
Yeah. Apparently that was Totoida-san's original idea for his name, but then they were like, that kind of sounds dumb. And then they were like, oh, but what if we added an R and made it a pun?
That's really weird because his fucking name is Miles, so you would have thought that they'd been going with Prower the whole time.
Yeah, well, they knew they wanted to like have a reference to the unit of measurement, but they didn't know how hard they wanted to commit to it, apparently.
Well,
So
it's a nifty piece of info.
yeah, I thought so. And of course,
that sounded so sad.
What?
Like that little, oh yeah, I thought so.
Oh, sorry. Apparently I didn't pour the right kind of emotion into that.
It sounded like you felt you were the only one who thought so, but don't worry. I agree.
No, that's not how it was meant at all. I was just typing, and apparently, like, I just stripped into monotone.
Well.
another Chaos Emerald down.
Booyah. So I know I mentioned it in the Sonic 2 Extra video. Or well, I didn't really go in depth with it either. But something Dylan found out thanks to me, which is a very rare thing. I don't usually teach people, I'm too dumb for that. But something nifty about, or well, not really nifty, but it's a little trivia bit about the release of Sonic 2 in Japan. Maybe not generally about Sonic 2, but you know, Japanese releases in general. They wanted, if I'm not mistaken, they wanted to make Sonic Tuesday universal, but
Yeah, they did.
but the Japanese government actually had requested video game companies release, you know, major titles on the weekend to minimize the loss of work hours. And the reason why that is because when the Super Famicom got released, it caused such a apparent work stoppage that day that it fucked with the economy a little bit. So that's a interesting little factoid, I think.
Yeah, and that did kind of surprise me because I was like, I hadn't heard that one before, and it makes a lot of sense looking back at it, but it's just like, oh.
Yeah, pretty nuts. I don't know how strict that's abided by today, but back then,
I more or less doubt it.
back then it
Nowadays,
was
they're just kind of
certainly a
like,
thing.
whatever. Gamer Boy, it is a little quiet in the
Yeah.
chat, but
Stream chat does drive the conversation a lot of the time, and I guess Dylan and I haven't thought of anything to talk about, or much of anything to talk about otherwise, so
yeah, I'm trying.
I was gonna go on a diatribe about how I'm hungry, but that just makes me think about how I'm hungry and want food, so
Yeah, that's not really gonna help. Also, hey there, Swift. How are you?
hello, Swift. Welcome to the stream.
So, speaking of food, I am very much looking forward to Thanksgiving in that desire.
As long as I have my yearly macaroni and cheese, I am content with whatever Thanksgiving brings me.
Fair enough.
Good to hear you're doing good, Swift. I think you might have heard it. I'm quite hungry right now.
Yep. And I'm doing just fine. Gamer Boy said that they are also very hungry, but they have food on them. They're just going back home.
Gotcha. I hope you enjoy that food.
Yes.
Yeah, I had ice cream for breakfast today, so it didn't fill me terribly up. Gee, I wonder why.
I'm sorry, you had ice cream for breakfast?
What the fuck is unusual about that?
No, it's fine, man. It's just that I've never thought of that one before.
But come on, people can start their day with ice cream.
Yeah, well, as I said, like, there's nothing wrong with it. I never thought of that one.
Why didn't you make yourself a Swift? My food options, with the way that things are very limited. I don't have the stuff to just make me a sandwich. I kind of wish that I did though. Like if I had some bread and peanut butter or something.
Yeah, I had a meatball sandwich for lunch today.
Hey.
Because we had some frozen meatballs to use up. Swift is curious what flavor of ice cream you went for, Skull.
So Kroger grocery stores have this brand. It's like, God, I always forget. It's like Private Selection. That's what it is. That ice cream is fucking awesome. And the flavor that I had, I discovered at some point during the summer. If I'm remembering correctly, it's English toffee and caramel. It's fucking great. I love
That
it.
sounds yummy.
Yeah, like I usually get, or at least before I discovered that flavor anyway. Whenever I get coffee from Kroger, or coffee, ice cream, I typically get 2 pints of different flavors. One of them is always cookies and cream. The other one was coffee, which is why I had that little vocal slip up earlier. But this one, the toffee and caramel, my god, it's so fucking delicious, bro.
Yeah, it does sound absolutely delicious.
Mm-hmm. And then of course, I do have the cookies and cream one. We'll probably be saving that one for tomorrow. When I'm finished with the stream here, I think I'm gonna bake me some mozzarella cheese sticks.
Gamerboy was saying they had hot dogs for breakfast.
Hey! God, it's been a good while since I've just been able to casually eat hot dogs. Not very often
Yeah,
anymore.
It's been a hot minute since I've had some hot dogs.
Yeah, usually get them from Coney Island. Do up some Coney dogs, or I guess chili dogs with some extra stuff for the uninitiated. I don't know if we're gonna order from them though soon. I know my mom was complaining about like their prices recently because of the food crisis.
Yeah.
But like Coney Island restaurants used to be like the cheapest thing. Would frequent them say like 10 years ago. I could get a meal for 2, depending on the one, of course. But I could usually get a meal for 2 at one of them for around like $14, which
That's
is awesome.
not bad at all.
Yeah, no, it is great. But now, I guess it's like something. So there's reasons why the food is more expensive these days, certainly. But you know, still sad that that it's happening.
Yeah. Gamerboy is gonna head back home and enjoy some food, so they're not
Hell
gonna
yeah.
talk much for now. Well, thank you for coming by. We
Yeah.
will look forward to seeing you as we can.
Enjoy your food, and looking forward to seeing you back if this is just a BRB.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's just a BRB for going home and eating. Swift was saying they went to the small restaurant Huddle House with their grandmother and 2 cousins that had come down to visit. Well, I hope you enjoyed that.
Hell yeah. TGW, you're doing Dalek edits? Are you editing voice clips, or are you? I'm sorry, the word Dalek caught my attention.
I am definitely missing something because I don't know who the heck Dalek is.
I see Dylan is not a Whovian.
Oh, no. I have been meaning to watch Doctor Who, but I have never gotten the chance.
Damn it. My personal recommendation for Doctor Who is just, you know, like the classic series. It's like, how should I say? I haven't seen much of it, so there's certain eras. Some is better than others. I've enjoyed what I've seen of it thus far. The modern day series, just stop after Matt Smith's first season.
Yeah,
it's like
I've
the perfect
heard
end.
mixed. I've heard mixed about the fact that it just keeps going.
It keeping on going wouldn't be so bad if the show was fucking written well.
Yeah, writing do be a thing. Tails being taking an absolute prower move and just skipping half the level.
Oh, of course. We had such a hassle to get the DVD player to run Spaceballs, the DVD, and had to use another one to play the movie. Damn.
Oof.
I guess the condition of that disc isn't too good. Or are you talking about?
Either the disc or the player.
Or is it the player? You had to use another player?
By the sounds, I'm thinking they had to switch players, but I'm not 100% certain on that. If you don't mind clarifying, Swift, that would be somewhat appreciated.
Not the most necessary thing in the world, of course, but
well, yeah. The DVD player, indeed. Okay.
Okay. What did you use? Like, did you use like a dedicated DVD player, or did you try to use in a game console?
Speaking of frickin' game consoles, mine should finally hit GameStop today. My frickin' Xbox Lemon X.
Yeah. Nice of them to sell you a not working console.
Yeah. It was a dedicated DVD player, apparently, Swift says.
Ah.
Ultimate Spider Plush misses their DVD player. I mean, like, they're in, like, some modern consoles. I won't say all of them, but most of them, I feel, have, like, a combination Blu-ray and whatever disc player, you know.
Yeah, it'd be a bit unusual to expect, say, the Nintendo Switch to play DVDs.
Well, yeah.
But
I mean, I'm sure that there's like some hacky way around it. Like if you get a plug-and-play disc drive and get the drivers for it, you could probably have it work.
But
I wouldn't suggest that though.
yeah, at the same time, what was I gonna say? Like the Xbox and PlayStation consoles, they can run DVDs.
Switch says the first DVD player of theirs didn't even have the play button working.
Oh, gross.
Oof. Yeah, it's kind of hard to play a disc when you don't have the button that tells the freaking machine to do that.
And I presume Swift didn't have the remote either.
Yeah, probably not. They were also saying that they don't have a Switch. I only just recently got a Switch. It's okay. It's not the best console out there, but it's pretty good. I'd rather a PC or Xbox any old day, but
You'd rather a modern Xbox console over the Switch?
yeah.
Bruh. What games does the Xbox have? I mean, come on.
Well, I mean, right now I can't play any on my Xbox because it's down, but I have a shit ton. Like, I got Forza, I got some EA Sports games, I got some Sonic stuff, like, you know.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, sports games, Sonic, that's multiplats.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like the Switch is incredibly underpowered, is like my biggest issue with it.
But, I mean, power doesn't make everything, you know? For instance, well, I guess, you know, we could use the Switch as an example here. You know, it's got, it doesn't have as much power as, like the PS5 or the Series X or whatever, but, the selection of games on it, you know, power isn't everything. If the library of games is still like quality, then, you know, power shouldn't matter.
Yeah. Like, as I said, like, it's not to say that the console, like, sucks. There's certainly, like, some great games on it. I just feel like I've had a lot more fun with, like, my PC or an Xbox. But then again, I've also had access to those systems for a lot longer than my Switch. So it could just be, like, personal bias.
Maybe.
Gamer Boy, yeah, worst thing about the Switch Joy-Cons, they break so fast.
Yeah.
I got a, I already have Joy-Con drift on mine, so...
What? You've had your Switch for like a month, you said? And you've already got it? What
like,
the fuck?
a couple months, and I had to get a Pro Controller because my Joy-Cons already have drift.
Jesus Christ.
So,
Okay,
and I don't even know if I...
Absolutely
Go ahead.
1 point against Nintendo and Sony now for the PS5 is that joystick drift on all the controllers is a thing to varying degrees. The Joy-Cons have it the worst. And the companies don't treat that as a problem for some goddamn reason.
Yeah, well, it's the biggest issue with it is like on a more classic controller, like your Xbox controller, you have a actual physical thumbstick. You know, you have a big trackball basically. Things like the Joy-Cons are using digital equivalents, quote unquote, of that, and they are not not as good as they say they are.
The technology's just not there yet.
No.
Which, you know, it's really far more confusing on Sony's part, too, because they had, you know, what Xbox still has during the PS4, that, you know, they made a big deal about how robust the analog sticks were.
Yeah.
And everything.
Yeah. Like, I know the Series X controller for Xbox, they finally, like, decided to catch up with some of, like, the analog tech that they had in the PS era, so...
But Xbox One had the super robust motors as well.
I guess I just noticed it more on when I got the more up-to-date one.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Shrug, but, you know, Xbox and PlayStation were like, hey, look, it's our thumbsticks, they're robust, they'll last you many, many years, and all that, and that was fucking cool. So for Sony to be like, oh, hey, here's the new shitty ones, really confuses me. And you could say that it's just a ploy to make people buy more controllers, which I could totally believe. But at the same time, like, shouldn't having working products convince people as well, you know, to buy more from you?
Yeah, and also, like, with the price of, like, a Joy-Con or a PlayStation controller, you want them to have some sort of, like, reliability factor. You don't want to have to burn through, you know, a $60 controller every, you know, couple days.
Exactly. I too have an Xbox 360 Ultimate Spider Plush. That controller...
I don't, but I should grab one of these days.
That controller is legit. The thumbsticks, you know, they're of the older type, so it's a little more likely for them to, you know, eventually fuck out. But not like joystick ones, or sorry, Joy-Cons or PS5.
Yeah.
You know, the new digital
and those
kind.
you can even fix that too, because you can just tear the controller apart, clean it up, and there you go.
And there's definitely fixes for the problem that are, if you know how to take a controller apart and all that, like, you know, it can be done. The D-pad though on the 360 controller, not so great.
Yeah.
But overall, man, I love that controller shape. I really wish that they had kept it for you know, Xbox One and so on, because like they improved it during Xbox One's lifespan, and I think on Series X it is good now. It's just the 360 controller was great in terms of feel and shape and all that. I really don't get why they felt the need to go and change that.
Yeah, they do kind of continuously question, like, well, what shape is the best? Like, what if we tweak this little thing that's gonna piss everybody off?
I don't know if it pissed everybody off, but it's just kind of weird to me.
I'm exaggerating, but... Swift asks, who remembers the Duke controller, aka the OG Xbox controller? I've seen them, never used one.
I had a friend with one, and my brother owns one as well, and the one that my brother owns never came with the second half of like the controller cable, so
Oof.
we don't even know if that one's functional. But the one that one of my friends had, it was very difficult to play on with my 12-year-old hands. I think I had done most of my growing by that point, so
Yeah.
maybe it's even still difficult to play with in my adult hands. Who knows? I do have large hands, so
Yeah, I got some pretty big mitts myself.
I'd be very interested in trying it out again. Not because I think it would be great, but, you know, for curiosity's sake.
Yeah. Gamer Boy was saying they don't have an Xbox because they're not interested in that. That's fair enough.
Yeah.
It's not for everybody.
Like, I have a Series X controller for PC, but, you know, again, like, the asterisk there is it's for PC play. I have not been interested in Xbox since the 360, because man, did they really PR themselves into a hole when the Xbone was coming out, and then I don't know, things have just gotten stagnant for them. I guess they improved a little bit, but oh shit, that one ring isn't up there. Oh, looks like I'm going back down.
Oh dear. Swift was saying the DVD tray on their Xbox 360 closes all by itself.
Hey.
Don't particularly know if it's meant to do that, but
I mean, it should. Are you saying that it closes by itself without you like hitting the button or the little touchpad for it?
Yeah, like I know I don't own an X360, but one of my friends did last I knew, and you have to like kind of give it a little tap and it'll go in.
Yeah. Which really actually kind of fucked me up when I got my 360 because you know, the original 360s had like physical buttons on them. But for like the S model and afterward it's all touch. So I was like, why the fuck isn't the power button pressing in when I was just, you know, when I took it out of the box?
Yeah.
I just felt like hitting the button, you know? But it wasn't going in, and I was like, the fuck?
That fucked with me so hard when I got my Xbox One, because I was pushing the button and I'm just like, what? It's not going in, and like I hear it go, you know, the little power on jingle, so I knew I was doing it right, but like I sat there for the first day like, why isn't the button going in?
Yeah.
It's not supposed to.
I wonder
Swift was
if
saying without
PlayStation
hitting
does
the
that
button.
too. Without hitting them, oh. Yeah,
And
that
the
does
answer
sound
to your
concerning.
question is yes. We have a PS4 over at college, and you just kind of tap on it, and it'll power itself on. There isn't an actual like power button. You just kind of tap the console, and it turns on.
Weird.
But yeah, that's interesting. My Wii, it's not quite the same thing, but my Wii, if you hit the eject button, be ready to catch, because it will absolutely, it lives up to the word, eject. It is going to serve you a dick.
It's not gentle about it?
No.
Oh, goodness.
It just absolutely freaking throws the disc, and if you don't have like your hand there, it'll throw it across the room.
Jesus Christ.
Swift
it
was
always
saying
been
they
like
had
that?
the 360E.
God damn it. I assure you, Swift, that was because of the game.
Oh no, that's unfortunate. But yeah, my Wii hasn't always done that. It started doing that like a couple years into me owning it.
Weird.
But yeah, it seriously will just like discus throw the disc at you.
Yeah. The Xbox 360E. Yeah, I was really interested in having one of those. They had a blue one that came out, and I was like, man, you know, I already liked the way that that the E model looked. This blue one's fucking sexy. And then I found out that the analog video support on it is very weird. So it doesn't have the standard plug that the other 360s do. So like the one that goes into the console itself. Instead, it was like it has composite. It came with composite cables, but it was like the composite, and then there was like a 3.5 on the end of it. So I don't know if anybody even makes like VGA or component cables that also have like a 3.5 on the end for that kind of thing. But I was like, man, so this is basically like they stripped the two high quality analog signals out of it. That sounds
like I've seen a VGA with a 3.5mm aux cord, like combination for a computer.
Yeah, for audio. So weird. Like I don't.
Ultimate Spider Splash, I feel you. Sometimes they were saying sometimes I forget that I own some things.
Not sure who that's in response to, but hi Robert. Robert H, welcome to the stream. Says it ejects like blaster ejecting eject, except when that happens you get a cool blue robot and you just get a disc flying.
I think it might have been in reference to your blue X360E.
Oh no, I don't have one of those. It's just I was interested until I found out that the analog video support is weird.
Yeah.
I have an S model.
I will hopefully eventually have a 1X coming in, but for now I've got a Xbox One that the frickin' touch cable that runs the power button and eject and sync buttons is gone, so I need to replace that.
Oops.
Yeah. Because the disc died, and then when I was tearing it apart, that cable broke.
Damn, bro.
Yeah, I should. Swift was saying something about my frickin' Wii ejecting discs at Mach 4. It's not quite that bad. It just kind of like spits them out like a couple inches, and then it'll flop onto the floor because gravity is a thing. But it is just like something you wouldn't expect, because usually like when you first buy it, it'll eject the disc halfway and it'll just kind of sit halfway in the console, halfway out of it, so that you can pull it out. But no, it will like serve it straight into your hand now.
Weird.
It's probably my own fault, because I'm not very patient, so I probably like push too many discs in and yank too many out, so the motor's just like, fine, you want them that fast? I'll serve them to you that fast.
Dylan, you gotta treat your electronics with care, man.
That was when I was like too little to give a shit about that, man.
Little Dylan.
Yeah, go back into the past and yell at me.
Now your modern self has to pay.
It's not that bad. It could be a lot worse. I'm honestly shocked my Wii doesn't have more issues than it does.
Oh yeah? Do you still like beat it with a baseball bat or something? When you lost to Mario?
No, but it has had a few gravity-powered trips to the floor from unreasonable heights. Thanks to like moves and that sort of stuff.
Well, thank God the Wii is a very robust system.
It is.
Hey, Mephilis, welcome to the stream. Says off a week from college. I hope that you enjoy your vacation there. How you been, my dude?
Yeah, the zip cables they call them. Those are the touch cables are ridiculously sensitive for good reason because they have to be touch sensitive. But if you so much as look at them the wrong way, they will break. And nobody bothered to tell me that when I was trying to repair my Xbox One when the hard drive died, which wasn't that big a deal because it was dead anyway. I already knew going into it that killing it more was a possibility.
So what cables are you talking about are really sensitive?
The ZIF cabling is the touch-sensitive cable that actually runs like the power sync and eject buttons on like the Xbox One.
Okay, so you're talking about like some wire that's on the inside of the system.
Exactly.
Yeah. Gotcha.
I don't know if you've ever seen a SATA ribbon cable, but it's basically like a thinner version of that.
Ah. Good to hear you're doing good, Methless.
Yes, that is very good to hear. Hopefully you can enjoy the week off.
Hell yeah.
I am very much looking forward to having the next couple of days off.
Everybody apparently getting a week off from school. I'm ramping things up in terms of streaming this week.
Hey, that's a good timing, I guess. More people are free, more streams happening.
I suppose, yeah. Done with food. I've ate all my food like a fucking savage.
Well, welcome back, Gamer Boy.
Yeah, welcome back. Oop. Hey. Tails. Come on now. I think the Dreamcast is a very strong system in terms of build quality. Yeah, Sega and Nintendo knew what the fuck they were doing, man.
Oh, yeah.
Nintendo, these days, not so much, unfortunately. But, like, if you ever wanted to just see, there's plenty of videos of people, like, fucking with NES or Genesis cartridges. G4's X-Play back in the day did one for the 6th gen consoles aside from Dreamcast, and then the 7th gen consoles where they did like a strength test, and Nintendo won both of them handedly.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting to see how much stuff a console can go through, like, or its cartridges. Like there are some consoles and cartridges that you can pretty much put through literal hell and they will be perfectly fine with it, and then there's some that you so much as look at them wrong and you're doomed.
Yeah. Would be nice for the strong ones to be the norm again.
Yeah, that would definitely be nice. Unfortunately. Well, like, and that's one of the things that, like, I was really both impressed and ticked off at the design of the Xbox One when I pulled it apart, because, like, part of the reason why I decided, hey, I'm gonna pull it apart and just replace the drive instead of just outright going for buying a new console is I was like, hey, I wonder what it looks like under the hood. I'm that weirdo who wants to know how things work. And then when I discovered the ZIF cable, I was like, ugh. Because that was like that generation of consoles and electronics, that was their sin, quote unquote. Like, every era of electronics has something they did wrong, and that was that era's, because it sounds cool, right? You got touch sensitive buttons without actually having to have a physical button. But the problem is the cable has to be so ridiculously thin that if you so much as scratch it with your fingernail, it just stops working.
Oofers. Yeah, that doesn't sound too great.
So it as I told some other members of the household, it both improved and decreased my appreciation for the Xbox, because it's cool technology, but it's just not reliable at all. And then when I was looking up the Xbox One X, they actually went back to just a standard SATA cable. And I'm just like, oh, you went back to the thing you should actually be using? The standard that's been there since the frickin' 80s?
Sounds to me like they probably got a bunch of returns with that specific problem.
Yeah. And I know when I looked it up, it was basically like the #1 thing to kill your console once you crack it open is like, oh, you ripped the zip cable.
Oops.
Swift, this zone's music does absolutely slap.
Sure do. This is my favorite song in the game right here.
Methless.
Which is shocking for this week. Typically I have Monday and Tuesday off for Thanksgiving week. So, wait. Oh, no, not Monday and Tuesday off. Monday and Tuesday on during Thanksgiving week. Hey, well, you know,
Yeah. I was honestly kind of shocked when college said that they were going to give us the whole week off because I know last year they just gave us day of.
Oh, jeez.
But that was also, you know, somewhat pandemic-related stuff, too.
Yeah,
like, we gave you enough time out.
I could see where that might have complicated things. Yeah, no, it's very nice, calm music. Fits the stage very well.
I can't remember who it was, but oh, have you seen a little bit of a random channel plug here, but Smooth McGroove's version of this song?
I would not know off the top of my head.
Well, it's like a really nice acapella of it, and it is really well done.
Ah, okay, gotcha. I feel like I heard an acapella version of Starlight Zone before, but I can't be entirely sure of that.
Yeah, I'll send it to you later. Swift was saying it's much better than Green Hill Zone. Well, I think that's just because we see so freaking much of Green Hill.
Yeah, no, Green Hill's song is cool and all, but again, like Dylan said, it's overused as shit, so your appreciation factor for it goes down.
Yeah.
Like, can we just retire Green Hill for, like, 10 years?
A couple years. Well, I'd even be fine if they went, like, a couple of games without it. Like, geez. Like, don't get me wrong, Frontiers is a great game, but one of the things is it's just like, Green Hill. Again. Chemical Plant. Again. Sky Sanctuary. Again, though I can't complain about that one, because Sky Sanctuary isn't, like, that overused yet, but it's getting there.
Sky Sanctuary was, you know, it was in Generations. And this came out, you know, 11 years later, so it's like, alright, reusing old zones kind of sucks, but, you know...
It's okay.
Yeah, like, it, you know... I don't have as much a problem with Sky Sanctuary. Oh, shit.
Hey there, Tails the Prower. Thank you for being a member for 6 months. They say hi to the both of us and to the chat. How's everybody doing? Happy Tails Day. Yes, happy Japanese Tails Day.
Indeed, indeed. Thank you so much, TTP, for the member message. I'm very hungry right now. That's my day.
Yeah, Skull's entire mood state is just hungry.
Absolutely.
Might have to rename him to Hungry 902.
I know, right?
I'm doing pretty good. Just chilling with a Tails stream.
Mm-hmm.
Swift said at least it did make sense in Frontiers, unlike shoving it down our throat. Yeah, it did make sense in Frontiers, because they did...
Yeah, they did
kind of
like,
mild
have
spoiler
kind of
here,
a
but they tell you why.
For it, yeah.
Yeah,
like, okay.
I'm not going to say the exact thing, but they do tell you why it's there.
Yeah. I'm like, alright. You get the slightest, passiest of passes for that.
Yeah, you're gonna get the world's smallest carte blanche for that.
This mildly made sense, so I'm not gonna be as mad.
Yeah.
I just wish that we hadn't had a fucking decade of, you know, the same goddamn zones preceding that. Because that would have been really cool.
Even less of a blow.
That would have been really cool if you know, if they had left it alone between generations and Frontiers, like, you know,
Yeah.
having them come back to it and being like, oh yeah, here's the reason why, and it's like, oh, okay, that's actually pretty nifty.
Yeah.
But I won't say we've been spoiled, because it's not really a spoiling, but you know, just give us original zones, goddammit.
Yeah. Like, and even, like, that's one of the few issues I even had with Mania was, like, you know, yeah, there were a couple really awesome original zones in that game, but most of them are just, like, recycle.
Yeah, for real. TTP, don't you worry. I will have some mozzarella cheese sticks once this is over.
Yeah. It seems like that was more or less your own doing too with ice cream for breakfast. Good, but not all that filling.
Yeah, it was just like, you know, I was really excited when the ice cream came last night. I was like, okay, this is what I'm gonna eat when I wake up tomorrow. But ice cream, you know, I always kind of expect it to be a meal, but it ends up not really being one too much in terms of the fill factor, you know?
Yeah. It unfortunately, like, it's kind of one of those things like Chinese food where it'll fill you up when you eat it, and then, like, you wait an hour and it's like, oh, I'm hungry again.
Like
it just kind of very easily compresses down and just, oh, okay.
whoever could think that a bunch of frozen liquid wouldn't be filling?
Swift asks if we have any opinions on the new Pokemon games. I haven't played them personally, but I've seen a lot of very glitchy outtakes from them. It looks like they did not optimize them properly for the Nintendo Switch at all.
I've heard a small amount of stuff there. I haven't seen anything in action, to be 100% fair, but I know there was like a couple people on Twitter comparing the animations. Like the animations in Scarlet and Violet are apparently pretty like bare bones and standard looking, nothing special at all. Whereas like Frontiers, for example, had really nice animation, and they were the person on Twitter was like, yeah, so nobody has any right to you know, say this and that. You know, Frontiers was a small team of like 60 people, whereas Game Freak has like this whole mega studio. They had like 3 times the people working on these games. Why are the animations so much worse?
Yeah, they really don't have like a valid excuse. Like, it's the kind of animations that we would, as you just said, expect out of a small team like Sonic Team, where it's like, okay, they only have like 50, 60 devs that are working part-time, you know, we aren't getting like a full dedicated team. But no, Game Freak has a whole ass dedicated team that's working, you know, non-stop on this shit. So they really could have no reason why they couldn't have done better.
Yeah, again, I haven't seen any in action, but from what I hear, it's kind of a sad situation.
Yeah. Gamer Boy was saying that they're not interested in Scarlet and Violet. That seems fair enough. And Swift was saying that they wish they kept the black outlines. It would make it look better. Yeah, sometimes it does look nice if you kind of bring those tracing lines forward. It makes it a lot easier to like see where things are.
Is this still in relation to Scarlet and Violet?
Yeah, I'm imagining that they've changed like the animation style, and I have seen a little bit of that between like the previous couple Pokemons and this one. The black outlines on the characters aren't as prevalent, so
well, I
there's
mean, isn't
a
it
lot
full
less.
3D?
So
Isn't this
I
one
have-
full 3D? Like the
I
black
have
outline
no
shouldn't
idea.
matter if it is.
I have no idea. But I like Ultimate Spider Plush, I am not a Pokemon fan, so I have literal no idea.
And
I'm
that,
just kind of running the assumption that that's what changed, and hence why they were like, oh, they should have kept that.
well, you know, not being a Pokemon fan is perfectly legit. You're not required to like or dislike anything. So long as you're not making other people feel bad about liking what they like, you know.
Yeah, don't do that.
Unless if
That's
the
no
thing
good.
that the other person likes is hurtful to other people,
Well, yeah.
then dunking on them is pretty justified.
Yeah. That's kind of the special case there, is it's just like, okay, well, if what you do is harming others, then yeah, you can give them all the hell you want on that. But for, like, just liking something, like, yeah, just let everybody like their own stuff.
Yeah, it's like, we ain't 12 years old anymore, yo.
Yeah, like, admittedly, I got a little bit gruff earlier today from a household member, though it's fair enough, about my mild quote-unquote Tails obsession. It's just like, it's not real. No, but that doesn't mean I don't love it.
And earlier today, like when I was like, man, you prefer Xbox over Switch, like that's more so just friendly sort of, you know, it's banter.
Well, yeah.
Not like
Yeah, I
me
just took that
legitimately
as
being
banter.
like, oh, gee, Dylan, you don't like it, you know.
Yeah, and like, I absolutely see your point. There are certainly things that the Switch does better than the Xbox. Like, there's a lot more, like, heart, especially like from the Nintendo franchises. Like, you're not gonna get them on the Xbox, obviously. Like, Nintendo's pretty closed house with their games. You know, you can't play Breath of the Wild on an Xbox. You know.
Swift,
yes,
is that
Swift,
really?
I am.
Sorry, I was responding to Swift's Pokemon comment. Is that really a spoiler though when that happens in every game?
Yeah, like, that's like every Pokemon ever. Is it's just like they start as cute little fluffy things and then they turn into monstrosities.
But yeah, I got the news yesterday from Rabbit, actually, before it was really confirmed that Jason David Frank died, and I did a tweet about it, and you know, like I said on Twitter yesterday, that was a big chunk of my my childhood right there with that guy. So very saddening to hear that that he's gone, and if the rumors, if what his personal friend was saying is true about the cause, then that's even sadder, man.
Yeah. I definitely rest in peace to Jason, and absolutely, you know, sending good things in general to his family and everybody who was impacted by him, you know.
Absolutely.
It hurts. Tails the Prower was saying, oh, Dylan, I can relate to that on a lot of levels. My family is like, wow, you're really obsessed with Tails. Yeah, I've gotten that conversation a few times where it's just like, why are you so obsessed with Cartoon Foxboy? And I'm just like, but I want to hug him!
And my dude TTP, like, he wears the Jazz wears Tails hat. Or I think it could be GE, actually. I forget who made those hats.
Yeah, I've seen that. I want one.
To every stream he wears it. He's dedicated.
I have a few like bits of Tails clothing, but like I know that's one of the things where I was just like, oh my god, you know, I don't need it. I don't need it. Swift says they've got 1 year before turning middle-aged.
Oh, I think she was talking about Jason David Frank. He was.
Wow. Okay, sorry.
He was gonna be 50 next year, and so he was already middle-aged. But you know, it's just a sad thing all around, you know.
Yeah. I kind of forgot the context there. Sorry, I was thinking you were talking about yourself with context removed. So apologies there, Swift. Ultimate Spider Plush is obsessed with the Marvel comic books. I'd have never guessed that you had an obsession for Marvel things.
You don't say.
Yeah, it's like somebody who would look at my profile, like they would never ever know that I'm a Tails fan, ever. That very stupid joke aside,
Yeah.
there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Like if you, as we were saying, if you love what you love, then that's fine as long as you aren't hurting anybody else with it, and as long as like you don't like exceedingly push it on others. Like,
Yeah, like
others are allowed to not like the thing you like.
that's just the thing too, I guess, is obsession is definitely a thing. Like, we use the term like facetiously, obsession, but like actual real obsession is definitely a thing. I've seen, friends who've gotten unhealthily into something and let it like take over their entire life, pretty much, or a good chunk of it, and it's like, my dude, you need to like scale back.
Yeah, there is kind of that. There is such thing as like a healthy obsession, if you will.
Yeah. All right, that's game beaten, everyone. 56 minutes.
Yeah,
Goodness.
that's a solid run, man.
Absolutely, didn't die. So that's fun. Chaos
Swift, thank
Emerald
you for
attempts could
understanding.
have been better, but it was a good one. In some of the shops that I was going, there were some Sonic toys in there, and I was like, please, can I find at least one Tails?
Yeah. I know when I... Oh, sorry, go.
That reminds me of when I went into... it's kind of like a Midwestern regional Walmart. It's called Meijer. But I think I might have told this on Vinny's stream, actually. But that's aside from the point. I went there, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to scope out their toy section because Sonic. Sonic was on my mind. And I was really disappointed by the selection. They didn't have very many, like, much of anything aside from Mario and Pokemon, I think, was the other thing. So, like, they had very little in terms of, like, WWE, Power Rangers, and the Sonic selection was so fucking pathetic. There was, like, a single line that didn't take up very much of the display stuff at all. So you had, like, maybe 5 racks. And it was all the 2-inch figures, and they were all just classic Supersonic, nothing else.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, fucking Mario over here, he's got like this big portion of.
Yeah, that, especially locally, that really ticks me off.
Like, I certainly get it for Mario and Pokemon, like, those are mega franchises.
Yeah.
And there was definitely some of the Mario stuff in there. I was like, God, I want that so goddamn bad.
Yeah. Welcome, Yancy.
Yeah, welcome in, Yancy.
Gamer Boy was apparently looking around one of their shops and they saw some Sonic toys and they're like, please, can one of them be Tails? And then they were like, yeah!
Hey.
Yeah, I know when I drove to try the Super Nintendo 64 meal, one of the things I made out of the day, because I didn't want to just go to drive 100 miles one way to try a burger. That's kind of like, what? What are you doing with your life, my dude? So I did go to like the Target that was there and a few other stores, and literally anything that had my boy on it came home with me.
Yeah, so he got like a cursed-looking Movie Tales figure.
Yes. Yes, it's a little cursed, some of it, but hey.
So, a bit disappointing. I haven't looked anywhere else for Sonic figures because I don't get out very much. But I do have the like 4-inch Amy figure that they released earlier this year or whatever.
Nice.
Got it for my birthday.
Yeah.
I really wish I could just get into figure collecting some more,
Yeah. Well, money is a thing. Yancey says I've made it to the big leagues. If you say so. I mean, I'm here.
Yeah, Yancey, I am not the big leagues whatsoever.
Like that wasn't meant detriment to you, Skull. I was just kind of like,
No, I'm
I
I'm
don't.
self-deprecating right now. I am not the big leagues whatsoever. 2,700 subscribers. It's nothing to sneeze at. Uh, you
It's
know,
more than I have.
but at the same time, that's far and away from the big leagues here on YouTube. See, Robert was saying, I wonder if they'll pay tribute to Jason in the Power Rangers 30th anniversary special, assuming there isn't a secret cameo of him in it that was filmed already, because I was thinking that would happen. I kind of hope that
I'm
he had filmed
imagining.
something in secret, but it sounded to me like in that update that he did that he was done with Power Rangers. Again, hoping to God that maybe he did film something in secret, and the thing that he said earlier this year was just something to throw the fans off. But
Yeah.
uh,
I'm imagining they will do some sort of tribute to
yeah,
him,
yeah. Regardless
regardless.
of whether he did a cameo or anything, I'm positive that they'll throw in a tribute to him.
Robert H apparently God, only has the sick green version of Tails. Oh no, you got a sick Tails.
Oh no.
Yancey says you're big in my books, guys. Well, I'm sure that's appreciated.
Oh, thank you, my dude.
Uh, and Swift was saying random thing. Some people actually shipped their OC named Alice the Axolotl and Big the Cat.
Okay. Interesting.
I mean, I don't even know what to say to that. Like, I mean,
Yeah. Uh, on the note of figure collecting and Sonic figures specifically, something that I'm quite disappointed in Jack specific with. And which also made it very hard for me to find the Knuckles figure that I got for the Extra Life raffle. Was that like normal colored variations of some of the characters aren't like a thing right now? Or well, I suppose with Tails and Sonic, like they come like normal colored in 2 packs right now.
mhm.
But Jax is pushing like these weird like faded color versions of Sonic and Tails and
Yeah,
Knuckles that look like garbage. Like
yeah, I don't love those.
like the fucking printer settings were off, that day or something. They
Just
had to,
running low on toner.
yeah. So, like, fuck's sake, really weird that those figures even exist and seem to have largely replaced the normal ones. So again, it was very hard to find Knuckles, uh, but
Yeah,
I did, and it seems the recipient got like the actual normal Knuckles. In fact, I should know because I got the you know picture of the
like you're the
figure.
one who mailed them, so
I'm not, but I did get like a picture so that I could use it in the video, and Knuckles is he's bright red there, so uh,
yeah.
shirt feels great by
Yancey
the
was,
way.
yep.
Good to hear, my dude. Uh, I uh, actually don't have one of them for myself, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah, you don't have a shirt 902.
Yeah, unfortunately, I could order myself a sample. Google says that they paid me today, so honestly, if I wanted to go on Teespring right now and order a sample, I could. Uh, and I am now actually very much considering it. Uh,
Uh, Ultimate Spider Plush asks, "What about Sonic the Restaurant?" I've never been, and for whatever reason, Sonic the Hedgehog and Sonic the Restaurant have never done a crossover. It seems like the most obvious thing ever, but Sega's never done it.
Sonic, like the fast food chain, like it's okay, I suppose. I only had it once. And uh, it was after Symphontary and I watched uh, Sonic Movie 2. We went there because thematic, and it was the first time that they ever had it as well. I was kind of disappointed, not gonna lie, with it, because their chicken tenders looked really good in the commercials I had been seeing for years beforehand. Uh, so I got chicken strips, and I got some garlic toast with it, and like barely had any flavoring. You couldn't really generously call it garlic toast, not only for the lack of flavor, but just the fact that it wasn't. It had slight texture, but otherwise was normal bread. You know. Uh,
Yeah.
and then
I've heard
the
mixed reviews.
the tater tots, they tasted good, but they were very greasy and made my stomach very upset. So uh, the chicken tenders were okay, and I'll give them points for this though. I, they have very unique shakes. So you don't see a whole lot of places that have a caramel milkshake, and it was legit.
Yeah.
That milkshake was fucking awesome. Uh, but
Points where it's due sort of a thing.
Yeah, but like as far as anything else, I mean, maybe I could try a burger of theirs or something, or like fries, just something else aside from what I tried, and maybe make a more knowledgeable judgment of their offerings. But for right now, Sonic is just like okay to the point where I think I'd only ever really go for one of those shakes.
Fair enough, my dude. Um, Yancey was saying they got a Steam Deck. Oh, nice. I've heard good things about the Steam Deck. Um,
I I don't really know what Steam Deck does, but I hope you enjoy
it,
it.
it it's basically Valve's take on the Switch.
Ah, gotcha.
But it's much more powerful. I've seen what it can do, though I personally am perfectly fine with my personal machine. Robert H was saying the normal versions of the figures have been re-released multiple times after the neon ones happened, but Neon Tails got a better sculpt for his tails, which was not, which has correction, carried over to the normal colored version.
Gotcha. Yeah, like I don't know about Knuckles, but like when I got the Knuckles figure, he was hard to find. Um, but like Sonic and Tails weren't so much because Tails they've got the two pack going on with Amy, and Sonic they have the two pack with Metal Sonic. And honestly, those are probably the best way to get those characters right now, to be perfectly honest, because it's a fair bit cheaper than getting like the two figures together. And if you're going by Amazon, sometimes it's cheaper to get the two pack than to just get like the normal one. Like I said, I got Amy for my birthday just by herself. And if I had waited a bit for the two pack to be released, I think the whole deal would have been like $4 cheaper to get the two
Gotta
of them.
love it. Gotta love it.
Yeah, so damn man. Uh,
Uh, Tales of Prower was agreeing with me. Why hasn't Sonic done a collab with Sonic the Restaurant? LOL. Though Wendy's had some fun roasting someone who was at Sonic on Twitter, telling them to have Tails fly him over to Wendy's. Tails wanted that Wendy's pretzel bacon pub burger, my dude.
God, Wendy's is so fucking legit. I had
I wish we had a local one.
I,
I
uh, I
really do.
I had a baconator just last week and it was absolutely delish. Swift says I absolutely love Arby's. I'm with you there, Swift. Give me a Jamocha shake any day of the week. Uh,
Uh,
love their
I
roast beef
unfortunately
sandwiches.
have yeah, I unfortunately have bad experiences with Arby's. Our local Arby's is definitely like the deepest of pits in the wall.
Oh,
And I know one of my family members got food poisoning eating there, so I'm
oh
kind of a
no.
little turned off by Arby's, not gonna lie.
No, Dylan. Let me steal you one of these days, and I can take you to a good Arby's.
Yancey was asking, what do you think of the Bardock special? I have no idea what the hell that is, but
uh, okay, Yancey, are we going with Bardock, the father of Goku, or episode of Bardock? Because if it's the latter, I haven't seen it. I don't think. And if it's the former, it's a pretty good Dragon Ball prequel.
They're clarifying to the Z one.
Okay, so the old one, basically what I just said, is
Yeah.
good. Uh, Serves as a very nice prequel to Dragon Ball.
Swift was agreeing with you on those Jamocha shakes.
Oh fuck yeah, dude! I wish that some other fast food restaurant would offer a coffee flavored milkshake because it's awesome. And sorry, not Wendy's. Arby's has been doing it for like 15 years now. So like
Yeah.
somebody else, like, catch up. McDonald's has a really big, they have the whole McCafe thing going on. Why not? Like, you've got so many coffee options. Why not a coffee milkshake, bro? Just
Yeah.
just
That
just
they
fucking do
have
it.
the ability, even
Yeah.
though their ice cream machines are always broken.
Yeah, oh, dude. Uh, that's something. A few weeks ago, I went out with my mom. I think it was like the end of September, early October, or something like along those lines. Um, it was the most interesting thing, because everybody dunks on McDonald's for the whole ice cream machine problem. Uh, and it was actually quite the opposite. So we got Burger King, and if I had known that this was going to happen, I would have just gotten a shake from Burger King because their drink sizes are much more significant than McDonald's.
Yeah.
But that's aside from the point. Um, so I wanted to go to McDonald's separately for a smoothie because I like McDonald's strawberry banana smoothies. Uh, And at the McDonald's closer to the Burger King, they were like, the smoothie machine's broken. So we go over to the McDonald's that's closer to my apartment, and they were also like, yeah, smoothies aren't a thing right now. We got milkshakes though,
Yeah.
and I was like, all right. So I settled for a vanilla milkshake, cursing myself because again, if I had gotten, a medium milkshake from Burger King instead of a large milkshake from McDonald's, the Burger King milkshake would have been much bigger.
Yeah. Um, Tales of Power was saying that they love McDonald's Shamrock shakes. Those are good.
Those are good, but it depends on how much mint that they put in. Uh, you know, because it's one of the few times that I like mint and ice cream together. Uh, but again, it depends on how much because normally speaking, it's a vanilla milkshake with like a hint of mint, and that's very good. Nice and sweet. Very nice. But I think this is still the most recent time I've had one. Actually, was like 5 or 6 years ago, um, and whoever the fuck was working the machines put way too much mint in it, and I've said it before on a couple of streams, but having that Shamrock Shake was like drinking cold toothpaste. That's how fucking that's how fucking minty it was. Uh,
Jesus.
Yeah, and I couldn't let it go to waste either, so I had to drink the whole disgusting thing.
Yeah, well, and even like usually I would say there's no such thing as too much mint, being a mint lover, but the mint paste they use, like, yeah, that just tastes like toothpaste at that point.
Yeah,
That's not the
absolutely.
good kind of mint.
Yeah, for real.
I really should make some freaking peppermint tea today.
Maybe if you want.
Hey there, Stitch.
Hey, Stitch, who says, "Shawty."
Um, Methless, I'm imagining making a reference to Bardock says, all of the stupid asinine shark jumping bullshit.
Ah, yes, that's from the abridged version of the second Bardock special. Um, let's see here. There was another comment. Oh no, I guess we got to all of these. Never mind.
Yeah,
Uh,
like I'm trying to keep like relatively on track of what we have and haven't covered.
Yancey says, a final solitary battle. Bardock, the father of Z Warrior Son Goku, who challenges Frieza. Yes, that is a good summary of the original special. Yancey, thank you so much for the $10 super chat there. Says uh, basically the comment that I just read, but adds, which is what we call it. So you see why I call it the Bardock special. Oh, okay. That's the title of it in Japan. Gotcha. See, in America, they just change it to Bardock, the father of Goku, which is much more digestible in English. I imagine it's a little more succinct in Japanese uh, when it's original and not translated. I'm
Yeah,
not
there's a
sure.
lot of little stuff that gets lost in translation, even before like localization thoughts become a thing. Because there are just like certain things that you can't really say that in English. Like the words don't exist.
Yeah,
Like I know, like I don't speak Japanese, but I do speak a little bit of French, and I know there are some French words that's just like, well, if you want to explain what that means, then you're gonna have to like break into sentence. Like just one word in English is just a whole freaking sentence.
yeah. Leafy is here 666. Thank you for showing up on the stream. Says I love green cannabis with THC and lemon.
Lemon,
Blaze it up, my dude.
I guess.
Uh, that's what it looks like in kata. Gotcha. I
Stitch
crave
is craving
breakfast.
breakfast. I feel like you could feel that one, Skull.
Yeah, I'm very hungry right now. When she said breakfast, my mind immediately went to pancakes, and I got fucking depressed because I haven't had pancakes in like 10 years.
Oh no. Apparently Leafy Shire has smoked like 6 grams in under an hour. That doesn't seem healthy. Please be careful.
Yeah, I don't know what's healthy weed consumption, so I can't say whether or not
Yeah,
that's
neither do I, but like that just sounds like a lot to me.
yeah, like I got no clue, but I hope that you're doing it safely. Stitch says I have a pizza. I had pizza yesterday. It was some good shit, but I'm out of pizza right now. I gotta ask my mom for more when she goes shopping after her shift.
Yeah. Um.
Especially
Do,
because,
do,
oh
do.
man, it'd be better to get like a bunch of stuff today as opposed to like tomorrow or Wednesday, because Thanksgiving, so people are probably
Yeah.
scooping everything off the goddamn shelf.
Yeah. I'm sure the shelves are gonna be pretty bare here soon.
Mm-hmm.
Swift was saying that they love green tea with lemon juice, cinnamon sticks, and ginger. That sounds good. Personally, being a Tails fan and also a mint fan, I love myself some peppermint tea. But I also like raspberry. Raspberry was and still is, for the most part, like my go-to tea.
I'm not really much a tea person, though there are some varieties that I haven't tried, so I guess I can't say that I don't like it in general. But my experience with tea has been pretty negative thus far.
Yeah,
But
it it is a little bit of an interesting taste.
for those who like it, I hope that you're enjoying it. Stitch says, "Tell mom I said hi." Yeah, I'll tell her that one of the Extra Life donators said hello. Uh, there you
Um,
go.
Stitch is asking, have we ever had in Arizona? I'm imagining you mean the iced tea. I don't think I have had an Arizona iced tea, like the brand specifically.
I've never
I
had
know it's just like
Arizona.
green tea.
Uh, I've never had Arizona. Uh, I've had Brisk before and I hated it.
Brisk is really freaking sweet. And that's coming from like a sugar tooth.
um, Ultimate Spider Plush. Snapple is it's just fruit juice, isn't it? Or is that tea?
Snapple does make tea, but
Okay,
it
yeah,
is like usually juice. Like Stitch said, less tea, more juice.
gotcha.
Like even their teas are just like 98% juice and 2% tea.
We threw a couple of leaves in there.
Yeah, just for good measure. Yeah, I really need to, like, I was trying. I have a piece of quote unquote art in the works for Tails' birthday on Thursday, the American Sonic Tuesday. And I was really trying to get that done today because I was just like, but today's his Japanese birthday. I need to do something for that. So I think I might just have like a glass of peppermint tea and be like, good enough.
Yeah, give yourself some more time to work on that art.
Yeah, because I don't want to rush it. It's one of the more complicated pieces I've ever done.
Yeah, you could do a cheers to Tails for the Japanese anniversary, and then for the North American and European anniversary, you can just uh, break out the arts. Put a
Stitch
candle in it.
says, put a candle in it. I don't know if we have any candles around, and I'd probably get some pretty weird looks for that.
If you like it, then
Like,
you better put a candle in it.
like, okay, you want melted wax in your freaking tea? Like, what?
You light the candle, drop it in. It's just the most pathetic sight because it gets submerged and the fire goes out immediately. So you
Yeah.
just got a cup of wasted tea and a shitty candle that won't work anymore.
Yeah. Oh, bother. Stitch said that they thought you were gonna say, "I'll tell her that one of the extras said hi," thinking that Skull was turning you into like a movie extra or something.
If I ever filmed a live action movie and I needed extras, maybe I would take to Twitter or like YouTube and be like, "Hey, I'm filming here right now. If you want to be an extra in the movie."
Yeah. Swift asks, "Who in their right minds would put a candle in their tea?" I don't think just about anybody, because it's like tea. You have to steep it, right? Like you have to bring the water to a boil. So putting a wax candle in boiling hot water, the wax is going to melt. Like that's just going to happen. There's no questions about it.
Yeah, I I think to be fair, I think Stitch was joking.
Well, yeah, like absolutely. I wasn't like seriously thinking like I'm gonna go grab a candle and plop it in my tea.
Movie of the Sonic and Mario series. What in live action? God, that would cost a lot of money. Jesus.
Yeah, movie production is not cheap.
And just like, even if I did like a shitty version of it, which that nobody's given me like multi-million dollars. Right, so I'd probably just have to have like mascot suits for the Sonic characters or something. That would still cost a lot of money.
Well, yeah.
All right, guys, if you give me $50,000, I'll do the Sonic and Mario live action movie.
It says immediately, "Where's my wallet?" um, Leafy Shire says, "Time to blaze up a Philly. First one for today. It's night in my country."
Did you say Leafy Shire? Is Leafy is here 666?
Yes, I said Leafy Shire. I'm sorry, Leafy is here. Oh,
Leafy
bah.
Shire sounds like a UK city right there.
Yeah, I skipped the I in the name, so I was just like, Leafy Shire. Oh, well, at least I'm not the only one who says that, apparently. Apparently their friend also calls them Leafy Shire.
Well,
Oh boy. Well, all I can think of right now is when they did the most recent Sonic takeover. I felt so bad for Colleen O'Shaughnessy, voice of Tails, because there were some names that she was just like not catching on to, and then
yeah.
one of the other VAs would just be like, "Oh, it's like popcorn and soda 24/7." Like poor Colleen is just like popcorn NS Oda.
Yeah, like there was one I saw. I think pizza was in the name somewhere,
Yeah.
and then Tails was like, "How do I keep missing these?"
Yeah. And then there was one where like it was kind of like almost a redemption arc where Pauline just gave up and then Roger tried it and was like, there's no wonder you're having problems with some of these names.
Yeah,
Because some of them are pretty like hard to pronounce.
yeah. I hope they do more things about Sonic Frontiers, or it's gonna end up like Sonic Mania. What do you mean by that, Gamer Boy?
Leafy is here, aka Leafy Shire. It apparently has a 4K projector. Cool.
Nice. Uh,
Tails, yeah, you're definitely not the only one who's ever butchered somebody's name.
oh yeah, yeah.
That
I've had those
unfortunately
kinds of
happens
troubles
a
too.
lot.
I've definitely had those kinds of troubles before. And then when they say what the actual pronunciation is, I'm like, ah, so I'm just an idiot, which I already knew.
Yep.
But
Yeah, it's just further confirmation internally. It's like, oh, brilliant. I checked
yeah,
that box.
for sure. Stitch says my leg hurts. Well, I hope a speedy recovery to your leg. You should see the way he first pronounced my username.
Who, me or Skull?
Was I? Geez, was I there for that? I'm not sure. Uh, hold on. Good thing I changed my username. Doodle and the Sleuth fangirl to Sunswift.
DTL and STH fangirl. I'm imagining the
Oh,
STH is Sonic the Hedgehog, and
yeah.
then
Okay.
DTL is something else. But yeah, that would result in a lot of like what just happened, just Dittle and Shith fangirl.
Yeah, it's because it's not all in capitals. I
Yeah.
think is what's throwing people off.
Uh, Tails is asking Stitch, are you channeling your inner Maria? My leg!
Well,
Though I do, joke aside, hope that your leg feels better.
indeed.
Could have said the individual letters. Yeah, but the thing is like by default, our human brains are like wired to try and make words out of anything we see. Like I've actually watched a really cool show that's like Mind Games or something like that. It was an old Discovery show. And if they show you like half of a word, your brain will automatically complete it. And you can actually use that to fool somebody's brain. Like show them a piece of paper that's half covered and they'll be like, oh, it says such and such. And then you reveal it and it's just utter gibberish.
Uh, there was some Facebook post I saw many years ago that was like, "Hey, you're reading this right now. Did you notice that the letters in all of these words are switched around except for the first and last one? That's right. Your brain's filling in the blanks, or not really
Yeah,
the blanks, but
it
you know,
corrects.
yeah." And I was like, "Oh, that's nifty."
Yeah, it is like really neat to see how the human brain processes things.
Yeah. So
Because there's a lot of neat little shortcuts it takes to get you an answer as soon as possible.
yeah. So like Swift, the thing about your old name is that it like not all of STH for existence or DTL, like the second and third letters in those uh, not acronyms but like initialisms aren't capitalized. So I think that's what's throwing people off, or what was throwing people off anyway, with those
Yeah.
names.
And Stitch, yeah, your brain will actually go both ways. Like you'll edit in and edit out words from sentences to actually make them make sense to you. So if you see someone like absolutely overusing a word or something like that, your brain will just edit it right out so that you don't have to deal with that shit.
I think I did that earlier this stream, actually.
Probably. And like, I know whenever I read a comment, I usually give like a synopsis of it or rephrase it in my own way. I feel like that's like a more, both a more honest way to answer like a question is like you're rephrasing it. And it's just like, it gives me more to say.
Gotcha. Uh,
Um, Sunswift was
apparently,
saying ETL was for Drawn to Life. I was correct on the SCH being Sonic the Hedgehog.
yeah. Stitch's problem is a Charlie horse, and that sucks.
Yeah.
God, I remember when I got my first one, it was so intense. And for a few years afterwards, whenever I got one, I couldn't even like walk properly. They hurt so bad. So like when I was first getting them, I was getting them like
Jesus.
yeah, I was getting them like once a month. Uh, when I was first getting them at 13, and I was like, God, what the hell is my body doing to me? Uh, so strange. I still get them every now and then. I had one fairly recently, but I think I learned at some point when I was a teenager that like if you just put pressure on it, you know, that usually works to make the pain not entirely go away, but
Yeah.
you know,
Good old rice. Rest, ice, compression, elevation.
hmm I did that as well, like adding pressure when I threw my back out earlier this month. Uh, And if I had just left it alone, I would have been in worse shape, especially during that section of Extra Life where I had to kind of sit in a weird position to play one-handed. Uh, so that was already
Yeah.
kind of doing a number on my back. So if I hadn't like, you know, done any stretches or put any pressure on it, my back would have been hurting much worse during that part.
Yeah, I know I was feeling bad when I hit the 15-minute timer and you're like, oh, here we go.
Uh,
With
I
the
don't regret
Charlie
it at all though.
horse, yeah, a Charlie horse is like a really bad concentrated pain from like it's almost like a muscle knot that happens.
Yeah, so like whenever I get them, they're usually in my calf, but I have gotten a couple in my thighs before as well. So, in fact, there was the first time I think that ever happened to me. It was,
Uh, Not trying to cut you off, but stream. Oh, there it goes. Stream it was buffering for a hot minute. I thought we lost the folks.
I think that's on your end because it's just been telling me excellent connection this whole time.
Maybe.
But
But anyhow.
the first time that it ever happened in my thighs, uh, it was such a weird fucking thing. So like I went up or I was talking on Skype with Josh and I was like, "Oh hey, BRB man." So uh I went to move up and then like, my calf like went off, which is weird because Charlie horses usually happen to me when I wake up. But that's aside from the point. Um so I was like, "Oh God, okay, I gotta ride this out now." Oh geez. So I shifted my body a little bit, and my other calf goes, and I'm like, "Oh fucking Christ!" Oh no. So like I moved my body a little bit more. Both of my thighs eventually got it. So both of my legs were just on fire, or not really on fire, but
His legs are on fire.
like my legs weren't on fire, but there was definitely consistent pain in both of my legs when that happened. I just wanted to get up to go to the fucking bathroom, you know. Uh,
Yeah.
so I had to wait for a good few minutes explaining to Josh my situation uh, before I could like get up at all, and it was very uncomfortable to get up. But yeah, so that's when I was like, "Oh,
Good
okay,
grief.
Charlie horses can just come up in your thighs. That's good to know. Great.
Yeah.
Very
Uh,
shocking."
I don't know who Bob Paycheck is, but apparently Swift is saying that they have been fired.
Oh, Yeah, apparently it wasn't on Dylan's side, which he said in the comments. It's saying excellent connection now. Hopefully that's still a thing.
Yeah.
Uh, I'm sorry. This happens like at least once every stream, guys. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I can't.
Oh, it's fine, and I apologize for cutting you off there. I just thought that your card like absolutely annihilated you, and I was like, uh-oh.
It did earlier, like an hour before the stream. I noticed, so I was like, okay, time to restart my computer, and hopefully that fixes the problem. Uh,
Yeah, we're getting a few drop frames, but nothing too bad.
yeah, most of the time restarting my computer will fix the issue at least for a good while. I've never, or no, I have had to restart it twice, but very rare. So hopefully, the Wi-Fi card doesn't fuck out during the end of this or whatever.
Yep. Yeah, and as Swift was saying, it is kind of fixing itself. Yeah, it's just I looked at the if you right click on the video, you can get the troubleshooting statistics for nerds. And being a tech nerd, I clicked that button, and yeah, all we're getting is a few drop frames. Nothing too bad.
Thank God. Uh, the nail that I smashed a while ago is lifting up. Have you not had that looked at by a doctor? Sounds like you should
You
get it
haven't
looked
yet.
at by a doctor.
Yeah, like that's ow.
Yeah, for real.
Tails the Prower was apologizing for your shitty Wi-Fi card.
Yeah. I surprised dropped in on one of his streams recently, and guess what happened during? Thank God it was like during his break. So
At
like
least it had decent timing.
yeah, so like they were able to come back, and I just wasn't there anymore. But at least it didn't happen during the course of gameplay.
Yeah.
So it's not
Uh,
like the viewers were hearing me cut out and drop out and all that.
yeah, that's been a little bit worse.
Yeah, it kind of disappointed though because it was, I thought that it would be kind of nice to surprise him, and it was the first time I ever talked to Brent in VC as well. So it was like, man, why did this have to happen? But
Yeah.
at the same time, I was also very hungry, much like I am now. So
Free excuse to go get food.
yeah, maybe it was my computer telling me to go eat.
You don't have enough food in the skull card. Swift
Need
was
more
saying it
food,
doesn't
Brent.
hurt, just needs to be careful. But yeah, well, I'm glad it doesn't hurt too bad. But yeah, definitely take care. Tails was saying that they were very surprised and thanks you for dropping in.
Oh, no problem, my dude. It was for the very few moments I was there, it was very nice and chill, and perhaps some other time soon
Yeah.
can get in there without
Without technical fuckery.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I'm trying to get myself a little more involved in the community, admittedly, too. So yeah, figured that out. Stitch, my cat literally just jumped off of my lap, so we both had cats on our laps for a hot minute.
Which cat is it for you, Stitch? Is it Spectre? Please do. You're welcome anytime. Oh, I'm glad to hear that, my man. It's nice to be loved.
Yeah. Apparently it was Salem on them.
Oh, gotcha. Salem, a rambunctious kitten. The other day, I did a dumb move and changed the passwords to some of my Wattpad accounts, and forgot to write them down and forgot them. Yeah, I think you were talking about that on Trip's
Ooh.
server.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah,
Is there
sorry
not
to hear
like
that.
any sort of a password reset function or?
Yeah, most sites offer you password recovery, so You're pretty involved. I'd say Dylan. You're a mod here, and a mod for Vinny. Plus your own stuff. Haha, you're busy.
Oh, well, I'm definitely busy, especially when college is in session. But yeah, I'm
Oh, for
trying
sure.
to get so that I can have a little bit more of an impact on the community because I like spreading good. I like trying to be of use to people. So I'm trying to become more and more useful to people.
Well, you succeed, Dylan. Katie, welcome to the stream. I did
Welcome,
get
welcome.
your DM on Discord, by the way, just to confirm to you that I have seen it.
So it says it there is, but it requires you to have access to the email accounts that are attached to the accounts. Okay, I'm going to make the hop assumption that you don't. So that's
Gotcha.
unfortunate. Yeah, because you do kind of like need somewhere to for them to send the recovery stuff, right? You know, they can't just like send it to some random place because then anybody could steal your account.
Yeah. Uh, okay, that was Swift's comment that you had read.
Yep. Uh, I don't know why this is what comes to my brain, but Leafy Shire was saying taking a dab gives a strong high. I was thinking like an actual like the dance move, the
Yeah,
dab, not. I'm just like what? And then I kind of woke up to what that really meant, and I was like, oh, okay.
yeah. I was kind of thinking that too when you said it, to be honest.
All right. Well, at least I wasn't the only one.
Yeah. Faux show, yo.
Yeah.
I forgot dabbing was a thing.
Yep.
Pretty hard to
I'm
avoid.
out of date. I'm out of date on like any cultural things, so that's not surprising. So.
Uh,
I honestly have to think if I'm gonna stream more this week because I do have the whole week off, so I could technically be like, you know what? I got nothing to do.
you could. I know. I said it earlier. That's what I'm doing. Uh,
So yeah, and I'll probably pop by as you'll have me if I'm free.
oh, you're more than welcome. You're signed up, for lack of a better term, for Tails Day on Thursday, so I know you'll be there.
Yeah, I am very excited to celebrate my boy's American birthday.
Cheer, buddy. Uh, uh,
Kimosabe, welcome in. You missed the gameplay. We're just kind of chilling for the moment.
yeah, we're doing Q&A for probably around like 20 more minutes. And then I really, really, really have to eat. So
Yeah, you definitely get some food into you. You know, I know you're a skeleton, but we don't want you like shrinking up anymore. You know,
good
I
point.
can't say we don't want you bare bones because you're a skeleton, but
Tee hee hee. Ultimate Spider Plush says I miss 2015. I kind of miss it too. I would go further back in time than that, but 2015 wasn't the worst year I think that you could choose.
yeah, I kind of have mixed feelings about like there is like kind of a psychological question of like if you had the power to time travel to a certain period in time and back, you know, where would you go? Would you go into the past? Would you go into the future? What would you do? I've always been like hard set on like I'm gonna fast forward into the future. I want to see what happens, especially as like a science guy. That's like really interesting to me. But I'm not gonna lie, I would certainly take into effect like some of the moments that I could go back and relive.
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't thought about Ultimate Spider Plush, and since we're talking about Google Plus, I haven't thought about Google Plus in a hot minute. I was there when they killed it off.
I remember the community was very upsetty spaghetti, and for good reason. When they forced Google Plus on YouTube, uh, and I remember connecting my account. Finally, like just biting the bullet on that one. said that I could write comments on Sonic song videos soon after they came back. Um, and then I think they killed it like less than half a year later. So
Yeah. Yeah, they absolutely obliterated Google Plus, and I know there's still quite a few sites that try to use Google Plus authentication, and it's like, no.
gross.
Um, Swift was saying last night they made homemade Christmas ornaments. Neat. We haven't done that in quite a while, like since I was little. When I was a little guy, we made little homemade ornaments that we still use, but
I think the only ones that I ever had that were quote unquote homemade were like ones that were technically pre-made but unpainted that I did in school. Uh,
mhm.
there's a
Yeah, I'd
Santa
say that
one.
counts.
There's a Santa one that I did. I wonder if my mom has it uh,
Interesting.
somewhere in
Uh,
some box.
Yeah. Before I miss it, I am sorry to hear that you're still feeling kind of down, Kimosabe, but they wanted to say thank you and that your videos always brighten their day to you, Skull. So,
Oh, chemo that gets me right in the heart, yo. I really appreciate hearing that, and you know, if being here can bring you any kind of happiness, then I'm honored to be the person or the source for that you turn to. So thank you very much. It really means a lot.
yeah. Bringing good to people is, definitely a very good thing to hear that somebody's done. That's probably the worst way I could have worded that, but it's something.
Yeah.
Um, Stitch was saying, I just remember F you, Google Plus, from that one chick, like Emma Blackberry or something. I feel like I've seen that.
I I have like a vague auditory memory of
Yeah.
hearing that, but like I can't say for sure.
Yeah, I might be having the Mandela effect when you hear something and then you just kind of convince yourself that you did it when you didn't actually do shit.
Yeah, who knows? I have no idea if I ever heard that soundbite or not. Uh, came out weird looking due to us using plastic cups in the oven. And plastic in the oven doesn't sound like two things that go
Yeah,
together.
that sounds like it would melt to me, but maybe not. There is like oven safe plastic.
Yeah,
So,
there do be. Uh,
uh, Kimosabe, I am very sorry to hear about your
oh,
loss. That is very unfortunate.
yeah,
I'm sure Skull is absolutely over the moon that he can bring some light to this generically dark time, but I do hope you and your family, the best of luck as you navigate this.
I'm sorry to hear that, yo. Uh, I didn't mean to put the yo there, but I'm very sorry to hear about your situation. And my condolences. I, uh, I hope that you can find some peace of mind and everything. It sounds like you're able to find some of that in my videos. And again, I very much appreciate the sentiment. Um, but I hope that things go well for you soon, and that you know uh, that you're able to uh, uh, go about it in a healthy way, and just that everything turns out all right. Uh,
Yeah.
I guess is what I'm saying. I'm not very good with my words, but
You're fine, man. I'm not much better.
like trust me. I'm with you. Uh, I wish the best for you, Chemo.
Yeah. Stitch was saying sometimes they want to roll into a blanket like a burrito. I feel like I have a family member who has like more or less literally done that. Like they will just like wrap themselves into a blanket and they will be just the filling of that blanket burrito.
Yeah. Uh, I've known some people to do that. Uh, I'm not sure if I've ever done that myself.
Yeah, I don't think I. Well, actually, I can't say. I think I have done it when I was like sick at one point because I didn't want to take the blanket off because I was like freaking cold because I had a fever, and obviously when your body's hot, you feel cold. Um, so I like wrapped the blanket around me several times and then like tied it into itself, kind of like a burrito. Now that I think of it, so
Huh,
I can't say I haven't done that because I have.
odd. Well, that's understandable, Kimasabe, that it's a very
Yeah,
hard
it's
situation for you.
it's always hard to lose those that are close to us. It's not a situation I would wish upon anybody. And as I said, I know this is something that like everybody and their brother will be telling you, but my condolences, and I absolutely wish you and your family the very best of luck as you try and find your way forward.
Yeah, exactly as Dylan said. Uh, uh, Again, I hope that things can improve for you soon.
A cat is sending you a digital hug because she just hopped onto my lap.
Aye. Uh, just a sec.
Stitch is saying that there used to being uh I'm used to being child when I have a fever, I remember. Sorry, I'm trying to parse this a little bit. Oh, you used to do that when you were a child and had
Yeah,
a
yeah,
fever.
okay.
Remember being in their closet with a fever, dizzy, and cold, and it was like the middle of summer. Yeah. I feel
Huh.
like when I was sick in that regard, it was like the middle of freaking winter. So it was cold to begin with because I live in like the middle of nowhere, northern East Coast. That's basically Canada. So it gets pretty freaking cold up here as it stands. And then I had a cold on top of that.
You know, I I don't think that I ever got the chills whenever I had a fever. Uh, Come to think of it, uh,
Mm.
I've only ever just felt like really fucking hot.
Yeah.
Like I was burned into a crisp. Uh,
Yeah. Usually with me, it will come in flux. Like I'll feel like I'm burning up, and then my body will just kind of catch up to whatever, and then I will just turn into a living freezer.
yeah, that seems to be how most people go through it. I've only ever felt the hot part. Uh, there's one time when I was a teenager. It was really bad. I don't even think I was like properly sick because the only thing I felt was the fever. But like I was up in my room, just trying to survive, and it was the hottest room in the house, and I think it was during springtime. It could get kind of hot. I was just up in my room, just dying. It felt so hot, like I couldn't breathe at some point. So I went downstairs just to be able to, catch my breath. And I was like, "Hey, mom, you gotta you gotta call me in from school." And she was like, "What?" And I was like, "Listen, if I go
Dude,
upstairs and try to
what?
if I go upstairs and try to go to sleep, then I'm not gonna be able to breathe. It is so hot up there, and I'm like burning to a crisp here. You know, it was really weird because I felt normal like uh, the day before and the day after. It was a weird temporary non-sick fever that I had.
Yeah, that sucks, man. Um, Swift is asking. Oh, well, before that, I want to catch Gamer Boy as they're heading out. Gonna
Oh
go
yeah,
since I'm just playing some Pokemon, and this stream is about to be over in a couple of minutes. Yeah. Thank you for coming by, Gamer Boy.
Yeah, thank you so much for stopping by. Appreciate your visit, and if you happen around again, I hope that you liked what you saw, and I'm looking forward to seeing you whenever you may happen by next. So you have yourself a good day, my
Ooh.
dude. Good luck with Pokemon, and have a good day.
Yeah. And Swift was asking us for our opinions on Star Trek.
Uh,
I've got one. What about you, Skull?
I don't really have much of an opinion on Star Trek, to be honest. I'm interested in seeing the next generation, but aside from that, like that's pretty much it. That's all I've
Yeah.
got on Star Trek.
Would highly suggest watching TNG. The Next Generation is one of my favorite incarnations of Star Trek for sure. I am a little bit of a Trekkie. It used to be a lot more of one than I am nowadays, mostly because of time constraints. But yeah, it's a good series. It's got a lot of interesting things. I love the amount of thought that they put into like the usually behind the scenes lore. Like in TNG, one of my favorite parts is when you get to go down into engineering and actually see like how these warp cores are working and like, because they're breaking the laws of physics, but they actually do bother to stop and make it make sense as to why they're getting around these laws of physics.
Gotcha.
And that's my personal like reason for loving Star Trek. I personally prefer it over like Star Wars. One of my family members made me watch that and it was painful because like they don't explain shit. I'm just like, but how? Just magic.
Well,
Doesn't do it for me. But all due respect to people who like both, who have the inverse opinion, whatever. I don't mean any ill onto you. I just was felt with I was left with a million questions.
you and Vinny should have a in-depth discussion about your questions with Star Wars.
Hell, man, I'd love to have any conversation with Vindo. Not gonna lie,
I'm
I
I'm
doubt that's
surprised you're
gonna
still
happen.
not in
But
his stream server, to be honest.
um, I can talk to you about that in private later.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I'm trying to get things figured out as far as that's concerned, and a few more things on my turn because not trying to plug myself. I did like try to stream yesterday and like absolutely no one came. Apparently YouTube didn't notify people though.
But you don't have to worry about you're the guest on the stream. You can plug whatever you want.
So, all right. Well, I just didn't want you to feel like I was just like I'm going to steal your audience.
No, no, no. Certainly not. You are
I'm
free
not going to
to
pull that
self-promote
bullshit.
as my co-host here, You can do that.
All right, yeah. I appreciate that, man. Stitch is saying that they're sleepy but want to run through a bridge. That seems paradoxical to me.
That's an interesting way to try and wake yourself up. But if you end up doing it, I hope it works.
Just be careful.
Yeah, be careful.
I'm just thinking like we have a one lane bridge here, and people forget that it's only one lane.
Yeah. Uh, Chemo says, "I'm probably built different because as a teenager, there were times when I was sick. True story. I was just vibing, playing games like Just Dance and Brawl. Just Dance is a little surprising because being sick it usually just takes energy away. Uh,
Uh yeah, but I've also had like moments like when I was really sick about like a couple years ago when I think I got the disease. I would get like random bursts of absurd amounts of energy. Like I legit reorganized my room as I was like sicker than a dog because I had so much energy.
huh. Interesting.
So I can kind of feel that. Like sometimes it does like usually sap energy from you, but sometimes it just like randomly comes back and you suddenly feel like you've eaten like all the sugar in the house.
um. God, what was I gonna say about? something or other. I don't usually play video games when I'm sick. I should say I don't really do that in general. Just as a rule. It's because back in the day I like misread a seizure warning for the one that appears before Star Fox Assault starts up, and I was like, wait a second. So if I play video games while I'm sick, I could potentially have an increased chance of getting a seizure. Oh man, don't want that. There's no truth to that whatsoever. That was just me being a dumbass 11-year-old. But I still haven't uh, played video games while sick after that point. Uh,
Yeah, that's
just because
fair enough, man.
it's like, even if I misbelieved something that I misread, back then, uh, there's still the whole thing of like, I don't want to get gross on my controller, you know?
Yeah, yeah. Usually, like, if I do play a console, like, I will absolutely just, like, detoxify and just annihilate any sort of germs on that controller. Like, I don't want to catch whatever I had again. Also, welcome Slytherin. Says, hey there, guys. Had no idea you were streaming today. Yee, we've been alive for just about 2 hours, and Skull's probably going to be wrapping here relatively soon to get some food.
Yeah, welcome to the stream, Slytherin. I am very hungry. We've been on for just a little over 2 hours now. But if you got like a question or comment or whatever for the Q&A segment,
Yeah.
I don't want you to feel left out. So,
Yeah. I'd be more than happy to try to give you a quick answer to whatever
yeah,
you may have.
if you want to talk about something, just let me know within the next couple of minutes. Oh, you don't have to mince words here. We've talked about COVID before
Okay.
on
Well,
stream, and
I've heard that there were like certain streams that they'd mentioned COVID, and then YouTube was like, "No, you're not allowed to talk about that." So I didn't feel like just like getting you in any sort of YouTube trouble. So I just was just like the disease, thinking that everybody would be like, "Oh, okay, yeah."
and
Welcome, Mr. Scoot.
hi, Mr. Scoot. Welcome to the stream. We are going to be wrapping it up in a couple of minutes, but much like I told a Slytherin, if you got something that you want to talk about within like the next couple of
Give it
minutes
to
here,
us.
you can bring it up. But I don't want you feeling left out here, or
Yeah.
giving you the impression that you caught the stream too late. If you got something you want to talk about, by God, I'll give you the opportunity. Uh, but
Yeah.
once it hits
Sometimes it's
like,
nice to just talk about things.
yeah, once it hits like 2:05 though, I definitely gotta go because I'm starving, man.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Definitely get some noms.
Yeah. Uh,
Anything special on the agenda for your meal, if I may ask?
no, it's just mozzarella cheese sticks, yo. Uh, why do I keep fucking
Slytherin,
saying yo?
it's okay. It's fine.
Like,
Slytherin says, well, I gotta tell you guys that it has been total chaos because of the snow. Buses and trains here were canceled / super late. A lot of people don't have winter tires on their cars. It was insane.
oh, geez. Yeah, no, we've gotten snow here, but not that bad. Definitely, it's still like drivable around here. But in like Buffalo,
Yeah.
New York, they've been getting it pretty fucking hard this weekend.
Yeah, I know there's a lot of areas that are a bit more south of me that got absolutely freaking slammed. We got like only like 3 or 4 inches, but some places they're getting like 6 foot of freaking snow.
Yeah, it's bad in some places. Uh,
Kimo Sabe was saying, I will always have all the great memories that they made with my dad. Thank you for making me feel better, Skull and Dylan. You are very welcome. I am glad that I could, be a part of bringing a smile to your face in this dark time. As Albus Dumbledore would say, even in the darkest of times, one can very easily find the light if you just remember to turn the dang thing on.
uh, and I again, it warms my heart to think that I'm providing that kind of levity to you. Very
Yeah.
much appreciated, and I'm glad and honored that I could be a source of happiness for you in a very sad time. Yeah,
Yeah.
Mr. Scoot had a dare for one of us, but we have to decide who it is. The challenge is for 24 hours. One of you guys has
No,
to change it.
nobody wants to see that
No,
thing.
no, I refuse.
I mean, like, I could just like zoom in on Tails' chest floof, I guess, but
Yeah, but that's not yours.
or
Uh,
is it? Dun dun dun!
my God, I was talking to Tails this whole time. Uh, but yeah, no, gonna have to decline that one.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not gonna do a chest reveal, but thank you for asking. I am not like fit enough to like be in a comfortable body position to do that.
Yeah. Slytherin says, actually, it all started on Saturday until now. There was too much snow everywhere that caused a lot of tight traffic. And today I couldn't go to work because the buses were canceled out. Oh, goodness. I hope that your
Yeah.
bosses understood the situation. Uh,
They yeah, if they don't, then all due respect to them, but it might be time to start seeking a new job. If they were like, "How dare you not be able to get to work because the weather is inclement?"
you'd be surprised with some employers.
Oh, I know. One of my family members used to work for one of them. There was a really bad freaking snowstorm up here that we literally got stuck in our driveway, and that family member got in trouble. But before I miss it, Tails the Prower is heading out. Got something they need to get started on. Wishes
Yeah,
us good
I
rest of
did
the
get
stream. We're gonna be
the
stopping here in a moment.
I did get the notification on your server about you're starting your stream. So good luck with that TTP, and catch you later. Uh,
With that said, we probably ought to start wrapping this up.
yeah,
Because you need food.
yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. On the note of bad bosses and TTP starting up his own stream. In fact, let me just go.
I will click him.
Yeah, let me just go. Give you the link to that. If you feel like watching TTP, he's a good guy. Give him the love. There's his link. Um, Let me just do a brief rundown of plans. Because I did say that I was going to be ramping up streams this week. So tomorrow I will be live, and the reason for that is a bit of a surprise. So we'll find out exactly what the reason for that is tomorrow. I'll be going live at 7 p.m. Eastern time, and again, the reason why is a complete secret, but try to look forward to that. Um,
I will be curious to see what the hell you've got cooking.
Yeah, and then on Wednesday, Trip and I will be back for the next session of Star Fox Adventures. I really didn't mean for that to be a once a month thing. We've been meaning to do it more, and we are going to do it more this Wednesday. Star Fox Adventures on Wednesday. Thursday is Tails Day, and in fact, while we've been doing this bit, I just dropped a trailer for it. If you guys want to see the trailer for Tails Day, there you go. Uh, it's right
Yeah,
there.
come and support my favorite Fox boy.
And we're streaming on Thursday, and it's going to be a big event. I hope it's going to be a good time. Um, and then on Saturday, Trip and I are going to be reconvening. The plans right now call for a bit of something different. We're going to try to do a reaction stream to the Michigan Ohio State football game. Uh, on Saturday. That kickoff is noon, so I think we might start at like 11:30 in the morning Excuse excuse my throat. But that's the stream plans for this week. So tomorrow, Secret. Wednesday, Star Fox Adventures. Thursday is Tails Day. And then Saturday is NCAA college football game day reaction time with Trip. So uh, that's everything. And I hope that you guys are looking forward to the increase in streams and all that, and I look forward to having a good time with you guys. Dylan, thank you so much for jumping into co-host here
No
today.
problem. It is always a pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me.
And I appreciate the kind words, my dude. And again, thank you very much, everybody. I just laid down my stream plans, so I hope that you're looking forward to everything. And I hope that you had a good time here today as well. So, with all that said, I have been skull902.
And I've been Dylan Bradley.
Thank you for watching and have yourselves a wonderful day. Bye bye.
Bye.